there is a recently uncovered phenomenon of saffron terrorism that has been implicated in many bomb blasts of the past.
हमारे पास ये रिपोर्ट आ गई है इन्वेस्टिगेशन में, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी हो या आरएसएस के हो, उनके जो ट्रेनिंग कैंप है वो हिंदू टेररिज्म बढ़ाने का काम देख रहे हैं।
हम उनसे पूछते हैं कि हर हिंदू तो आतंकवादी नहीं होता, लेकिन जितने हिंदू आतंकवादी पकड़े जाते हैं वो सब संघी क्यों है, ये हमें बता दो।
बिना कुछ खाए, बिना कुछ बोले और बिना सोए हुए सिर्फ मिट्टी थी और गालियां खाई।
देश का काम करो भाइयों, ठीक है, और कुछ नहीं है, देश के सिवा और कुछ नहीं है, ये अपना देश है, हमने काम करना चाहिए।
Viewers, tonight we have a moment that demands we confront one of the most insidious, calculated, and unarguably the most shameful chapters in our nation's history. For 17 long years, a sinister plot has festered in the shadows, a plot designed to malign a civilization, defame a faith, and fracture the soul of Bharat. Viewers, I speak of the so-called saffron terror narrative, a venomous lie concocted by the Congress party and its entrenched ecosystem to vilify Hindus. It was coined to secularize Islamist terror, and it was coined to bend the very fabric of our justice system to serve a political agenda. But the verdict in the Malegaon blast case today has ripped the mask of this diabolical conspiracy, and it's time the masterminds behind it are exposed. Viewers, let's start with the genesis of this treachery. In August 2009, as a leaked WikiLeaks cable revealed, a chilling conversation between Rahul Gandhi and the then US ambassador Tim Romer at a lunch hosted by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh happened. Rahul Gandhi declared that radicalized Hindu groups, let me say that again, Rahul Gandhi told the US ambassador that radicalized Hindu groups posed a bigger threat to India than Pak-sponsored Islamist terror outfits like the Lashkar-e-Taiba. Rahul said this. This was part of the WikiLeaks cable. Let that sink in, viewers. While Lashkar and its ilk bled our nation with attacks like 2611 and several others, Rahul Gandhi had the audacity to point fingers at Hindus, branding them as the greater danger. But this remark was like a mission statement, viewers, a blueprint for a campaign that would weaponize the state machinery to demonize a community and its sacred symbols. And who were the foot soldiers of this mission? The who's who of the Congress party. P. Chidambaram, Sushil Kumar Shinde, Digvijaya Singh and others like them. These were the architects of the saffron terror and Hindu terror theory, terms they wielded with authority to malign Sanatan. In 2010, viewers, Mr. Chidambaram as Home Minister told a security conference that saffron terror was not a new thing. He said it is happening and it is a trend behind bomb blasts now. In 2013, Chidambaram's successor, Sushil Kumar Shinde, went further, accusing the RSS and BJP of running terror training camps. Then you had Digvijaya Singh, never the one to miss a chance to fan the flames. He peddled this narrative relentlessly, even linking Hindu groups to terror plots without a shred of evidence. 26/11, RSS ki sajish, remember that? These were not isolated statements. They were part of a coordinated and top-down strategy from Rahul downwards to paint saffron as the color of terrorism. But viewers, words alone were not enough for this cabal. They needed a spectacle, a show trial to cement their lie. So enters the Malegaon blast case of 2008. Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur, a spiritual leader, and Lieutenant Colonel Prasad Shrikant Purohit, a decorated army officer, became their prime targets. Arrested by the Maharashtra ATS, they were subjected to unimaginable horrors. Sadhvi Pragya was brutally tortured, beaten with belts by male officers for 24 days, stripped of her dignity and branded a terrorist before any trial. She revealed in 2018 how Congress leaders tried to coerce her into false confessions, offering freedom in exchange for implicating Hindu organizations. In fact, in 2019, Rahul Gandhi played judge and jury to declare Sadhvi Pragya a terrorist. That's the tweet. Rahul Gandhi says terrorist Pragya calls terrorist Godse a patriot. Colonel Purohit, a patriot who risked his life for India, was maligned as a traitor. His career destroyed. His family shattered. Why? Because he had intelligence on SIMI and ISI operations that could have exposed inconvenient truths. I will tell you more on that during the show. This was a witch hunt of the royal order, viewers. The Congress and its ecosystem bent the system to prove Rahul Gandhi's theory right. Confessions were fabricated. Witnesses coerced. Evidence was tampered with. The ATS's shoddy investigation was so riddled with holes that when the NIA took over in 2011, it found, in their words, serious lacunae. By 2016, the NIA dropped Makoka charges, noting confessions were inadmissible and evidence non-existent. Sadhvi Pragya was granted bail in 2017 by the Bombay High Court and Purohit by the Supreme Court, both citing lack of proof. Yet for nearly a decade and more, their lives were stolen, their reputation dragged through the mud, all to prop up a lie, all to ensure Rahul Gandhi could be proven right. But viewers, truth triumphs, has a habit of coming out, and today it has. The special NIA court in Mumbai delivered a thunderous verdict, acquitting Sadhvi Pragya, Lieutenant Colonel Purohit, and 5 others in the Malegaon case. The court ruled that the prosecution failed to prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. No evidence linked Purohit to the RDX or bomb assembly. No proof tied Pragya to the blast vehicle. This exposes the fakery, the lies, the total manipulation of the system by the Congress to frame innocence and malign a faith. So viewers, who are the real culprits? Rahul Gandhi, who sowed the seeds of this conspiracy with his reckless words. Sonia Gandhi, whose silence endorsed it. Mr. Chidambaram, Shinde, Digvijaya Singh, who amplified it. Sharad Pawar, accused by the acquitted Malegaon accused Samir Kulkarni of colluding to defame saffron for electoral gains. Viewers, the ecosystem that sensationalized the Hindu terror narrative without scrutiny, they will also have to answer. The bureaucrats and officers who fabricated evidence and tortured patriots. These are the masterminds, and they owe all of us, the entire country, an apology. Sadhvi Pragya, viewers, is not a terrorist. Lieutenant Colonel Purohit is not a terrorist. They are victims of a sinister plot that sought to break their spirit but could not break the truth. Viewers, let me just say this. Saffron is not a color. It is the heartbeat of our civilization. I have said this in the past, and I am saying it again. It is the soul of our identity. It blazes in the Tiranga, our national flag, symbolizing courage, sacrifice. Saffron flows through Sanatan, adorning temples and sacred rituals. Saffron was the banner of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's army, fluttering proudly over his Swarajya, a testament to the valor and idea of self-rule. Saffron was the hue or shade of Rani Lakshmi Bai's defiance against the British Raj, the British tyranny. Saffron was the spark in Bhagat Singh's revolutionary zeal, and saffron was the spirit of Swami Vivekananda's call to awaken Bharat's soul. Viewers, saffron is woven into our history, our freedom struggle, our very existence. And there was an attempt to brand it as a symbol of terror. And they played into the hands of those who wanted to see the ruin of Bharat. But viewers, when the truth came out after 17 years, Rahul Gandhi was asked this question: and you will be shocked to see what he said.
All the accused have been acquitted in Malegaon blast, sir.
Please don't try and digress the issue. The main issue sitting in front of India today is that the government has destroyed our economic policy, has destroyed our defense policy, has destroyed our foreign policy.
Don't digress, says Rahul Gandhi. Let's open this up. Guru Prakash, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Ishtaran Bhandari, RSN Singh, Sushil Panditji, Advocate Tala Rashadi, Rajiv Riaz Pratapgadi, Vivek Srivastav, Ravi Srivastav. Who do I start with? I don't know. Tala Rashadi, the truth is out. People who are celebrating after they had coined the term saffron terror, Hindu terror. What will they say now?
Good evening, everyone. Pranesh, let me tell you the bitter truth. And the bitter truth is Muslims in India have become the scapegoat for the Congress as well as BJP for political gains, you know. Both Congress and BJP are hand in glove when it comes to demonizing, vilifying and systematically destroying the dignity and rights of the Muslims. Let me quote the Malegaon case which we are debating about. You know, if you see the Congress government led a sloppy investigation with loopholes and weak evidence, and BJP cashed in, you know, first by pushing a Hindu victimhood that you are debating about, narrative, Hindu victimhood narrative, and then now
this is
now
narrative. 1 minute, Tala Rashadi, this is the truth I am talking about. Do you see saffron terror anywhere?
Pranesh, 10 seconds. I understand there's no religion of terror. There's no color of terror, neither saffron nor green. There's no Islamist terror. There's no Hindu terror.
Of course there is Islamist terror. Of course there is Islamist terror. You can't run away like this. There is Islamist terror. The world over. Let's bring in.
Godse? Wasn't the Godse a terrorist?
I'll come to you. I'll come to you. Let's bring in Rajiv Riaz Pratapgadi. Mr. Pratapgadi, Asaduddin Owaisi is saying that this is injustice. We will approach higher courts. But the problem is, Mr. Owaisi is not telling the people that he does not believe even in the Supreme Court. After the Ayodhya verdict, Owaisi comes out and says, this is a black day for judiciary. Which court will you go to now?
Pranesh bhai, I totally disapprove this verdict of the court for the reason of malpractices that happened during the trial. The Hindu reports, the prosecutor of the case, Rohini Salyan, discloses that Rai has asked her to go soft on the matter. But Bharatiya Janata Party was in a hurry. They give her the ticket, they get her into the Parliament of India, and tomorrow you should not surprise if she is made the Chief Minister of a state. Because this has been the history of Bharatiya Janata Party, they reward such people. But this is not justice.
Mr. Pratapgadi, why are you beating around the bush? Was there any Rohini Salyan in the Ayodhya case? Why did Owaisi say this is black day for judiciary?
Because it was demolished. Even Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't believe in our constitution. They did not go through the court. They first demolished the Babri Masjid.
Mr. Pratapgadi, I'm asking you a simple question. Does the AIMIM believe in the Supreme Court? And if you believe, why do you say that this was, black day for judiciary?
That's what I told you. That the prosecutor of the case says that the NIA has asked her to go soft on the matter.
Sir, आप तैयारी करके नहीं आए, आप थोड़ा और पढ़िए. Whatever documents you have in front of you, you go through the documents. Ishtaran, before we get in Mr. Ravi Srivastav and Vivek Srivastav, put this in context for our viewers.
Pranesh, this was the most insidious attempt to officially frame Hindus and get legitimacy to the term saffron terror. It is no coincidence that this term saffron terror, Hindu terror was coined and was used. And then even a Mumbai terror attack, they wanted to throw it as RSS ki sajish. If they had succeeded, see the danger, I'll come to the facts of the case. The danger was this, then thereafter every attack through Pakistan or any extremism, they would have put it on the face of Hindus. This was also in line with communal violence bill that they were attempting to bring at that time, which would have by default made the majority community guilty of all riots, all offences in India. So there were many pieces moving simultaneously to ensure that. And it's not something started now. See economy, I always give the example of economy. You've heard the term Hindu rate of growth. They were communist policies made by Congress government. Economy was flopping and they call it a Hindu rate of growth. When we have market reforms, BJP has been in power almost 30 years out of 20 years out of last 30 years. By the time this term ends, and economy is growing. Now you will not call our economy Hindu rate of growth. Same with this terror case. An army officer who puts his life at risk to protect India, you wanted to defame him as a terrorist. The same JNU which calls the JNU mindset which calls our armed forces as occupation forces in Kashmir, as forces which are doing atrocities in Kashmir. And then Sadhvi, because they have a problem with saffron, whosoever wears it, you find out Sadhvi Pragya tried to fix her, frame her and torture her for days on end, and she still has not recovered physically.
Right.
So I believe firstly that today is a day of incomplete justice. Incomplete justice, complete justice will happen if all those people who peddled that narrative from the highest to the lowest or sought to frame these people are prosecuted and punished, so nobody else in future makes such an attempt.
That's right. This is incomplete justice because we must name and shame the masterminds. Guru Prakash, I'll bring you in. But Sushil Pandit, we've had countless discussions on this in the build-up to today. The day of reckoning. It's not some ordinary verdict. This is not win or loss in a case. This is a slap to the conspiracy theorists who wanted to smear Sanatan.
I agree with you, Pranesh. And the worthies who mouth these words, these phrases as saffron terror, Hindu terror, RSS ki sajish, these were the minions who were trying to earn brownies with the empress, with the family, because they knew her mind. They knew that they would score points in their petty competition by running down a faith, a civilization, and an entire nation. This was the reason why they, with Hindu-sounding names, were out to besmirch a faith, were out to completely destroy the confidence of a nation and a society. That's number one. Number two, in doing so, they were giving an escape route to the real culprits. It wasn't just to hang an innocent. It was to also give a cushion to those who were actually involved. Those who have been known to be perpetrators through the decades. Those who have caused riots, those who have caused genocide, those who are unleashing violence. Those who mouth slogans to tear this society apart. They were being given a cushion, they were being given a legitimacy, they were being given a moral equivalence. This is even more sinister. And number three, yes, Ishkaran has taken words out of my mouth. This is not a case of mere apology. Even if they brazen out of it, I heard Digvijaya Singh saying, I never said this. Today, he completely denied it. Brazenly, grinning, denied that he ever said this, and he was mouthing platitudes that no religion has terror, no religion is bad, only some people do this, the age-old trope. The point is, they ought to face the consequences of this. Case after case, case after. This is not the only one. In Ishrat Jahan case, they changed the affidavit to Supreme Court. They burnt with cigarette butts a joint secretary in the Home Ministry MRS money to force him to change the affidavit. They have done this with impunity in case after case after case. Why
You're
should
absolutely
they
right. In fact,
prevaricate now?
In 2008, Sudhakar Chaturvedi, one of the accused in the Malegaon blast case, revealed that there was a deliberate attempt to link Yogi Adityanath to the incident. Can you believe it?
Unless they face the consequences of this criminality, unless they have to pay through the nose, unless they are made an example out of, this is not going to end, Pranesh. Because if they get half a chance in future, they will do it again and again and again.
But you see, forget the apology and accountability. There is not a shred of regret or shame. Sample this. Vivek Srivastava, on what basis did Rahul Gandhi call Sadhvi Pragya a terrorist?
Yeah, when it was the right thing to say, I believe. Maybe the words are a little harsh.
Words
But anybody who stands up as a member of the parliament and says, I endorse Godse, and आप भी गोडसे को endorse कर दीजिए बैठ के टाइम्स नाउ पे.
Vivek Srivastava, if I disagree with you, am I a terrorist?
को मारना सही था गलत. You are trying to say that a person who endorses the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi.
Do you know what the Prime Minister said when he was asked this question about Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur? The Prime Minister has taken a position. Will you take a position and say Rahul Gandhi must apologize for calling Sadhvi Pragya a terrorist? Who is Rahul Gandhi? Who are these people? Chidambarams of the world, Mr. Shinde, the others, of course.
Government. You can be a yes man of the government, but we are not. And we will call it black is black and white is white.
Vivek Srivastava, it will take me 10 seconds to expose you. People like you refuse to call Afzal Guru a terrorist, and you are justifying this terrorist tag on Sadhvi Pragya even before the trial.
Time to speak. You listen to the commentary of Sushil Pandit for 2 or 3 minutes. मेरी बारी आती है तो खुद पढ़ते हो, इतना डर लगता है तुमको. चुप रहो ना 1 मिनट. चैलेंज दे रहा हूं अभी खड़े होकर के. मत बोलना.
खड़े हो जाइए आप. बैठे हुए आप पहले उठ जाइए आप. You don't deserve to sit and speak. You get up, sir.
Biased. I know you. No. You are scared. You are a biased man.
Yeah. I am a biased man.
With a biased thought process.
Right.
आप रट के आए हैं कि कांग्रेस को हम नेगेटिव दिखाएंगे. Yes. तो फिर ठीक है ना. I am also biased. मैं कह रहा हूं बाबड़ी.
You are not biased. You are not biased. You are delusional. D for dragon होता है, D for delusional. You are delusional. Bias से अब बहुत आगे चले गए आप. वो आपने बहुत सालों पहले छोड़ दिया. And I have explored this delusion. I have brought it out. Why do you think people call you on podcasts? Because of this delusion. The day you start making sense, Vivek Srivastava, I'm sorry. कोई नहीं बुलाएगा आपको. आप try करके देखिए. You say the right thing on the show today. For the next 1 week, nobody will call you. Colonel Harrison, before I get in Guru Prakash, you've been on Times Now, sir, discussing this threadbare. People who coined the term saffron terror are defiant. Rahul Gandhi se sawal पूछा गया. He says, don't digress.
I suppose he was the one who spoke to Timothy, Ambassador Timothy, as per the WikiLeaks, saying that the most dangerous, terrorism is Hindu terror. And then 26/11 wasn't the war room of India in Pakistan. The Home Secretary, weren't they enjoying beer and Murray? No, there's prohibition in Pakistan. These gentlemen were drinking beer in Murray when 26/11 was taking place. Do you know that Shah Mahmud Qureshi was here in India when 26/11 was taking place? So let me tell you something, which you have never heard before. ये तो मैंने बहुत किताबों में 3-4 किताबों में मैंने लिखा है ये पुरोहित वाला केस. Let me tell you just in short. Purohit was picked up from Panchamali, taken to a location X in Maharashtra. There, his father-in-law was brought, an 80-year-old gentleman who was served in ISRO or DRDO. His wife was brought in, was given a paper by a senior police officer higher than that rank of the IG. He was told to put on the paper that your son-in-law and so did. You write he came to you to Pune and then he took, weapons in his car from there. That gentleman, after finally he got exasperated and he said, do whatever you feel like. He told that senior officer. Then this lady got up and she said, you shameless fellow. I mean, don't you have any shame? Then he was taken aback. Then he tells Purohit that you go back from here now. So he says that you have already broken my legs. How do I go from here? He says, no, you go to the road, on the road, and you will find some bus passing by or something, or something, auto rickshaw or a taxi. You just wave your hand, somebody will take you. So then he said, sir, you are going that side only, your house is on the road, please leave me on the road. This gentleman walked away. And then Pranesh, what happens is that finally he limps somehow, goes to the room, starts packing his bag, and there is a policeman from Maharashtra police who closes the door and says, falls on his feet and says, sir, aap mat jaiye, aap mere guru hai. He used to take classes in the ATS Maharashtra. And then he showed him the pistol. He said that I have been given this pistol to shoot you and put it on your dead body. So please don't go from here. I know some of these people sitting there, what cock and bull story. This is the truth.
Hands are going up already. Ravi Srivastava is in disbelief.
No. And the truth will come out. The truth will come out in black and white, sir.
Ravi Srivastava.
It's a cock and bull story you are making here on the TV channel. And the people are listening to it. The utter nonsense. You have no evidence to prove it. You are just making the stories here.
Ravi Srivastava.
I am very disappointed. Now let me come to my submission, please. Are you allowing me now? Or you still want me to wait? Choice is yours, Pranesh. This is a disappointing judgment. The 6 lives were lost. Nobody talked about that yet. 95 people got injured. Nobody yet talked about that. Why? Were they not humans? Did they not have the flesh and bodies? Nobody talked about that. In railway blast case, next day, when the 12 people were acquitted, the government goes to Supreme Court next day. Will the government go to the Supreme Court tomorrow for this case? Why not? Are they not humans? Are they not the people for whom people should be fighting? Why?
Now, sir, you've submitted more than what viewers were expecting. Ravi Srivastava and the other Srivastava on the panel, Vivek Srivastava ji was cheering you. अब आपने एविडेंस की बात की, अब सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, हो गया, बहुत सबमिशन हो गया. आपने बोला एविडेंस, राहुल गांधी के पास क्या एविडेंस था? Why did he? Let's put that tweet out. कैसे बोला उन्होंने साध्वी प्रज्ञा सिंह ठाकुर is a terrorist?
He was alleged terrorist. On that day she was alleged. And you are giving a ticket to her for parliament. What kind of government is this? What kind of political party is this? How can you give a ticket to a
Ravi Srivastava, so you can call someone a terrorist without trial, without conviction, but you can't give a ticket. प्रतापगढ़ी बगल में बैठे हैं, आप उनसे पूछिए ताहिर हुसैन को टिकट किसने दिया था? पूछिए उनसे ताहिर हुसैन को टिकट किसने दिया था? पर गुरु प्रकाश, you see, the BJP wants Congress to apologize, but they are in denial. वो मान नहीं रहे कि उन्होंने कुछ गलत बोला.
No, Pranesh, I was patiently listening to all the observations which were presented in your discussion, but let me give you a couple of lines from the judgment itself, which no one would like to quote. No reliable or cogent evidences, number 1. Riddled with inconsistencies, number 2. Provisions of Unlawful Activities Prohibition Act not found applicable. The 3 glaring observations of the court of law. Do we not have faith in the judicial process, Pranesh? Do we not have faith in the constitution of our country? At times when the narrative suits you, Samvidhan khatre mein hai. When Samvidhanik Sansthan, when institutions of the constitution like the court of law raises question mark on your integrity, that court of law is not good. You are not, if someone said, I am disapproving of the judgment. Who cares? The 3 pillars of our constitution is judiciary, executive and legislature. The judiciary has spoken. And after 17 years, many of us, Pranesh, including you, we have grown hearing the stories of horror. The tortures inflicted on Sadhvi Pragya. Are we our demands not justified? When our leader Ravi Shankar Prasad ji today in the press conference in his address to the nation said that the Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi must apologize for this. We are not living in fool's paradise, Pranesh. We have to understand that there is a strategic attempt to malign our civilizational ethos. When a sitting prime minister of the country, Pranesh, says देश के संसाधनों पे पहला हक मुसलमानों का है, then what it is this not minority appeasement? When a sitting minister in the UPA government says that after the Batla House encounter, Sonia Gandhi ki aankhon mein aansu the, is this not minority appeasement, Pranesh? I want to ask you, when a judgment, a progressive judgment empowers a divorcee woman from the Muslim community, the same Congress government reverses that. Is it not minority appeasement? So today, a government which has championed the cause of minority appeasement, a government, a party whose institutional life was exposed by a court of law. Mr. Rahul Gandhi said, don't divulge the issue. Who are you to decide, sir? 17 years, Colonel Purohit, Sadhvi, Pragya Singh Thakur. These names will remain in the consciousness of our nation, Pranesh.
Okay, let's put that to Vivek Srivastava. All great points. Vivek Srivastava, you've heard Guru Prakash, all the others. सवाल तो सुन लीजिए विवेक श्रीवास्तव. सवाल यह है, कोर्ट के फैसले के बाद साध्वी प्रज्ञा टेररिस्ट हैं या राहुल गांधी लायर हैं?
अभी तो हायर कोर्ट में जाएंगे, उसके बाद डिसाइड होगा. यहां तो जो ऑब्जर्वेशंस है कोर्ट के आप सुन लीजिए. ढील दी गई है एनआईए की तरफ से.
हायर कोर्ट में मानते हैं आप, लोअर कोर्ट में नहीं मानते, हायर कोर्ट में मानते हैं.
एक सेकंड सर, let me speak sir, let me speak. थोड़ा बोलने दीजिए तब डिस्कशन का मजा है. अब आप सुनिए, पहली चीज, जिस मोटरसाइकिल में ब्लास्ट हुआ था वो किसकी थी, इसके बारे में बताइए. जो गवाह थे वो पलट गए, अचानक पलटे, क्यों पलटे, ढील दी गई. सो द चार्जशीट दैट वाज मेड वाज सॉर्ट ऑफ डाइल्यूटेड. हम हायर कोर्ट जाएंगे.
विवेक श्रीवास्तव, ये पैरेलल थियरी चल रही है आपकी. विच वर्ल्ड आर यू इन? विच वर्ल्ड आर यू इन? हैव यू रेड द वर्डिक्ट? Have you read the verdict? You don't care about it. And what is the lower court, higher court and the Supreme Court? Yaqub Memon, was he a terrorist? Afzal Guru, was he a terrorist? You tell me.
हमें लग रहा है कि यहां पे ठीक नहीं हुआ है काम.
आप बताइए ना, याकूब मेमन टेररिस्ट थे?
आप बताइए हेमंत करकरे कौन था?
आप बताइए याकूब मेमन टेररिस्ट थे? Why can't you take a position?
बात ही नहीं होगी.
आप गोडसे और हेमंत, नहीं एक मिनट, आपने पहले सवाल जब मैंने पूछा तो आपने बोला गोडसे. अब आप बोल रहे हैं हेमंत करकरे. यू आंसर माय क्वेश्चन. डू यू बिलीव इन द कोर्ट्स, द लॉ ऑफ द लैंड? यू रिफ्यूज टू कॉल टेररिस्ट. आप चिट्ठी लिखते, द सीपीआई, द सीपीएम, दे हैव बीन राइटिंग मर्सी लेटर्स फॉर माओइस्ट. सुशील पंडित.
Pranesh, I mean, who are you expecting these things from? They are still batting for the criminals. And they have been habitually batting for the criminals. Ravi Srivastava says there is no difference between an alleged terrorist and a terrorist. So you can call an alleged terrorist a terrorist and tweet. It is okay, it's one and the same thing. By the same token, someone who's undergoing trial for serious fraud and is out for bail, should we call him a fraudster?
Ravi Srivastava, बताइए. He is asking you a question.
Unless the court proves that he is a fraudster, nobody will call him a fraudster.
Now, in this case, the court comes in.
Absolutely.
तो राहुल गांधी ने पर राहुल गांधी ने टेररिस्ट कैसे बोल दिया था साध्वी प्रज्ञा को? रवि श्रीवास्तव, कितना सीधा सा सवाल है ये।
alleged for protester. Vijay Mallya is alleged for a protester. Nirav Modi is alleged protester.
Okay. Rahul Gandhi is an alleged fraudster. It's ठीक है. He is at least conceding. Alleged fraudster है. Vivek Srivastava doesn't agree with you. But let me come back to Tala Rashadi and Mr. Pratapgarhi. Tala Rashadi, इससे पहले भी जो केसेस हुए हैं उसमें भी आप लोगों को कोर्ट के फैसले को नहीं मानते. अब आप फिर एक नैरेटिव कर रहे हैं कि ये मुस्लिम्स आर नॉट ट्रीटेड वेल इन दिस कंट्री एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा, इस्लामोफोबिया है.
इस्लामोफोबिया तो है ही है प्रणेश, इसीलिए तो आप इस्लामिक टेररिज्म को आप मान रहे हो पर हिंदू टेररिज्म को आप नहीं मान रहे.
इस्लामिस्ट बोला, इस्लामिस्ट, ISLAMIST.
आप बात कर रहे हैं, आप बताइए कि देवेंद्र फडणवीस ने 19 साल बाद 12 मुसलमान रिहा हुए. देवेंद्र फडणवीस की गवर्नमेंट को 19 घंटे नहीं लगे उनके खिलाफ अपील करने में सुप्रीम कोर्ट में. पर इस मामले में देवेंद्र फडणवीस अपील करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे? बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता से पूछिए.
ऐसा होता है
वहां पे भी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का क्या रूल बनता है?
कोर्ट देखिए, शरीयत कोर्ट नहीं है ताला रशादी. ये जो एविडेंस है, जो फैक्ट्स ऑफ द केस है, जो मटेरियल है ऑन रिकॉर्ड, उस पर अपील डिसाइड होती है. इस तरह बताएंगे आपको अपील कैसे डिसाइड होती है.
Pranesh, two aspects. Appeal obviously will go, and they will not consider the appeal also, because they would say this court is also, we have to go till Supreme Court, then the Supreme Court will do. They say we will go to International Court of Justice. It will never end, because the Supreme Court decided the Afzal Guru case. Supreme Court decided the Yakumanum case. Still take out candlelight marches for them. Still on your debate, they cannot admit that these people were terrorists who attacked India, who got convicted from all courts in India, whose mercy petition was rejected, and they were rightfully hanged. These people are willing to defend terrorists like that. So what fate do they have in court? They only believe in Naxal kangaroo courts. That is why my friend Vivek Srivastava will jump and laugh and decide and analyze the judgment of the court as if it's a Naxal kangaroo court going on.
He is laughing.
They have no faith in the rule of law in this nation. Only thing they believe in is anarchy.
Who learns to protect all the wrong people. That's your job.
Who decides that? Rahul Gandhi gets to decide that, Vivek Srivastava. Who decides right or wrong? Rahul Gandhi decides, or the courts will decide in this country?
As a lawyer, ये इनका काम है. अरे ये ईश्वरन भंडारी सारे बड़े बड़े दोषियों को बचाते हैं.
ईश्वरन को छोड़ दीजिए एक मिनट. राहुल गांधी क्या है? लॉयर है, जज है, क्या है वो? उन्होंने कैसे बोल दिया? उन्होंने अमेरिकन एम्बेसडर से कैसे कह दिया? बिगर थ्रेट में बी द ग्रोथ ऑफ रेडिकलाइज्ड हिंदू ग्रुप्स.
हम नहीं है. नहीं, अब हिंदू ग्रुप क्या होता है? Okay, I'll tell you. There was a guy called Velu Pillai. His wife's name was Parvati. उनके लड़के का नाम था प्रभाकरन, जो LTTE का चीफ था और राजीव गांधी को मारा. हिंदू टेररिस्ट क्या बोलोगे इसको? आप हिंदू टेरर कहोगे, नहीं कहोगे, क्या कहोगे?
ओके,
फिर आप बोलोगे
अभी आपको बताएंगे इसको क्या कहेंगे. एक मिनट. और मैं अगर एग्जाम्पल दूंगा तो आप उठ के भाग जाएंगे, एंड देन देयर विल बी आउटरेज ऑन सोशल मीडिया. But I want to put this to our guests. Sushil Pandit, you first. Colonel Harrison, coming to you.
Yes. Pranesh, this is an important thing, and they have been raising this straw man argument ever so often. A terrorist is a terrorist depending on, and he gets his identity as what kind of terrorist he is, depending on what does he invoke for his acts of terror. What does he base his acts of terror on? वो अल्लाह अकबर कह के बम फोड़ता है, या वो पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद कह के बम फोड़ता है? ये डिपेंड करता है. वेलुपल्ली प्रभाकरन was a Tamil independence fighter, or you can call him a Tamil terrorist, because he called his organization Liberation Tigers of Tamil Ilam. He did not evoke Hindu concepts, Hindu gods, Hindu slogans. He invoked Tamil identity and Tamil freedom for his movement. So you could call him a Tamil terrorist. Okay. We do not call our Sikh brothers Sikh terrorists. They are Khalistani terrorists.
If you don't have this basic understanding, this basic common sense as to what do you invoke your acts for, what is the basis of calling or doing things that you do, that will give you the identity. If you call yourself Jaish-e-Mohammed, if you call yourself Lashkar-e-Taiba, if you call yourself Hizbul Mujahideen, you are an Islamist terrorist. You are nothing but an Islamist terrorist. And it is very clear.
Yes, I totally endorse what the Home Minister said on the floor of Rajya Sabha, that there's nothing like Hindu terrorism. Sushil is an example here. 500,000 Kashmiri Hindus were killed and hounded out of the Kashmir Valley. Then they didn't produce one terrorist. They didn't produce one terrorist. And let me tell you, Pranesh, this was the 8th exodus. They were living and they continue to live in appalling conditions in some of those camps, refugees in their own land, but they did not produce one terrorist. Sadhvi, Pragya, Purohit, Asimanand, they were all apprehended in Maharashtra. Where did 26/11 take place? Maharashtra. Where was the book released? 26/11, RSS ki sajish? Maharashtra. Where was Sadhvi Pragya tortured? Maharashtra. Where was Purohit tortured? Maharashtra. So you tell me, what was the objectives of this terror? Is it so stark? It is so stark if somebody doesn't see it. Why it happened at the same place? Because there was a whole machinery. There was a whole machinery put in place. And I would request not to invoke Mr. Karkare's name, because as it is that Congress party leader whose name I don't want to take, he claimed that he was in regular communication with Mr. Karkare. In what capacity? Wasn't it a breach of Official Secrets Act?
Vivek Srivastava, calm down. Tala Rashadi, your hand was up जब सुशील पंडित बोल रहे थे. क्या कहना है?
Pranesh, why don't they accept? They decide who is going to be a terrorist. They decide who would be called a terrorist or who would not be called a terrorist. Godse was the first terrorist of independent India. They won't acknowledge it. Will they accept it? Who was, what do you call the killer of Rajiv Gandhi? The Swami Asimanand, what would you call him? Why don't they have to categorically identify a particular person or a particular community as a terrorist? The agenda or the propaganda that suits them, they would acknowledge them as terrorists, but they won't accept the truth on their face.
1 minute, Tala Rashadi, stop playing the victim card, please. Har debate mein wahi same cheez. Nobody decides. I don't get to decide whether anyone else is a terrorist or not. Courts decide, sir. We have a system in place. The courts decide. And people like you and the ecosystem you represent, that ecosystem has zero faith in the courts. Shariat system chahiye aap logo ko. Unfortunately, we don't have it here. But jab tak wo nahi hai, to Supreme Court ko hi manna padega. Vivek Srivastava, why are you exasperating?
नहीं क्यों? शरिया कहां चल रहा है भाई इस मुल्क में? कहां चल रहा है शरिया? कहां चल रहा है? बताइए ना मुझे. हर मुसलमान इस मुल्क का इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को फॉलो करता है, और यहां खड़े होकर के आप कह रहे हैं शरिया चल रहा है. कहां चल रहा है शरिया? स्टॉप विक्टिमाइजिंग द मुस्लिम्स.
विवेक
श्रीवास्तव, आप लोग सिर्फ मुसलमानों को गाली देते हैं.
Vivek Srivastava, do you know what is happening to Muslims in China? Will you condemn their treatment, mistreatment, maltreatment? बताइए.
चाइना, आप बताइए.
आप बोलिए. Will you condemn Xi Jinping?
Terrorism इस मुल्क में.
You tell. What did you say?
Stop diverting.
What did you say?
Stop diverting.
What did you say?
Apologize करिए पहले. आपने बोला हिंदुस्तान में शरिया चलता है. आपने कहा यहाँ का मुसलमान शरिया पालन कर रहा है. कहां?
मैंने बोला शरिया नहीं चलता है. विवेक श्रीवास्तव, this is what you do when you run out of things to say. You do this. You do this. Sushil Pandit, quickly.
Pranesh, according to Vivek Srivastava,
Kanu Sanyal and Charu Majumdar should be called Hindu terrorists because they have a Hindu sounding names. We call them Maoists because they invoke Mao and Marx for their mayhem. So this is basic common sense. Just because you have a Hindu sounding name, you do not become a Hindu terrorist. Vivek Srivastava does not become a Hindu activist because he has a Hindu sounding name. He is a Marxist, leftist loony. Because that is what makes him a madman.
He is not leftist anymore. Sushil Pandit ji, he is pure Chinese now. Okay. We'll have to shift our attention. By the way, Tala Rashadi, आपने बोलते बोलते बोल दिया असीमानंद. असीमानंद is acquitted. तो next panel में जब आप जाएंगे वहां पे असीमानंद मत बोलिएगा. You know, I'm just warning you. यहाँ तो आपने बोल दिया, it's okay. I'm giving it to you. हो जाता है कभी कभी. But whoever sent you this information, उनको correction भेज दीजिए WhatsApp पे. The Asimanand was acquitted. Let's see, you've seen the narrative, viewers. This is pretty much the sentiment of this ecosystem. They're in denial of what they did to Sadhvi, Pragya and Colonel Purohit.